Hi folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. So the first working day of the new year. What a deal. I kicked my load off this morning, drove in last night, so technically for me a little over an hour of yesterday was a work day. Not that I worry a whole lot about it. New Year's ain't on my radar for a real holiday. So, but anyway, did the live stream last night. Did a little video afterwards. And I tell you people, my wish for your New Year's is for some of you to open your eyes. Open your eyes and your ears. Get off of the Kool-Aid. Some people just blow me away. Had someone did a big old long post. Now they deleted it, but it still came up on my stuff where I could read it. It was a Trump basher. And I really don't know what to say to them people. You know, they're talking about how bad Trump is. You know, what has he really done for the country? Really? Really? And how he was born a rich kid. Yeah, okay. What's he got to do? How would he know anything about you and I? Really? And, you know, he's such a bad person and paying off these people wanting to bring sexual I mean, alright, let's lay it down the way it is, real simple. Alright, first off, I did not elect that man. I didn't vote for that man to be my friend. There's a lot of stuff about him that you're right, I don't like, but I don't really care. That has nothing to do with him being president. I don't care if he tweets until his fingernails falls off. I don't care. A lot of people are upset because when somebody says something, he attacks them back. All right? I do the same thing. You do the same thing. Why can't he? It's about time we had a president that had some backbone to him. That's just my thought. And what about these sexual charges and him paying them off? Or whatever happened? I don't care. I really don't. On that, guess what? There's a lot of predators out there that aren't necessarily the bad guy or the good guy or the bad guy. Whether he did anything or not, you and I will never know. All we know is that somebody brought up some charges and they got paid hush money. That happens all the time with rich people and politicians. That don't mean they're guilty. It just means their lawyer said you're easier to give them some shut up money and make them go away. Happens all the time. You want to know something else? His hush-up money came out of his pocket. Your elected idiots up there that some of you are so proud of, they have a slush fund that's coming from you and I. That's where your problem should be. That's where you should be harping on. How can they take taxpayer money and put it in a slush fund to pay people to shut up and go away? But yet so many people do not have a problem with that, but they do have a problem with Trump's lawyers paying hush money. Really. And how does Trump relate to the working people? Probably because from what I've seen of his history, His daddy didn't just give him quite everything. His daddy had him learn how all that construction stuff went together. His daddy made him get a working knowledge of what they did. And from my understanding, from interviews with some of his past workers, is that he was known to walk through the buildings and talk to the average person, just like he's done in his elections. And if you ever notice Trump, when someone else is talking, he shuts up and listens. He wants to hear what they've got to say. Did you watch that meeting between him and Poo Poo Face and the Shyster? Did you notice that when him and Shyster was talking, Nancy Poo Poo Face sitting over there, she's still rambling on about nothing, but she's over there rambling on. She wasn't listening to what they were saying. You think he has a problem relating to the average person, but do you really think your Democrats can relate to the average person? Can they? Really? Oh, that's right. They're politicians. They like to send out a few peons to go out to talk to you and I, and then come back and give them a report. That'd give them a clue about what we're about. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you will really find this hard to believe. The President of the United States, I don't care who he is, he cannot do everything on his own. So this whole ordeal about what has he really done for the country, considering that he is having to fight both parties, I think he's done quite a bit. Quite a bit. If you will really watch some of what's going on, you will see a lot of corporate CEOs that totally agree with him. And they're bringing jobs back to America. You don't call that something? The highest unemployment rate, just damn near in the history of the lowest unemployment rate in damn near the history of the country. That's not something? Oh, wait. Obama created a lot of McDonald's jobs. And then he destroyed them later on. Him and some of the other Democratic states with their $15 an hour nonsense. Have you noticed that a lot of the fast food joints have now has kiosk machines? Right now you don't have to use them. You can still walk up to the counter and order at some of them. That'll go away. But no, there is some stuff about, and they got going on about his wife being half his age. And what a knockout. What's your point? I'm younger than Grandma Rose. What's your point? I'm not half her age, but I'm younger. There's a lot of that in our country. I know people right now that have married to people that are the age of their parents or right at it. Got some of it in my own family. What's your point? We're not supposed to be concerned about genders. We're not supposed to be considered about the gay lesbian thing. But all of a sudden you're concerned about age? Really? Age? I'd rather see you upset about the media and the politicians trying to push the gay nonsense off on the nation than I'd hear you ranting and raving about age. You know what that's called? Age discrimination. There's actually laws against it where companies aren't supposed to discriminate against you about age, but we can because of marriage? Really? You know what? If the Congress and Senate and all of them, and I don't care what party, if they would actually work with the president and do what they was elected to do, which is to look out for your and mine's well-being, look out for the country, to better this country, a lot could get done right now. However, that ain't how it works, is it? They're all up there taking care of their own agenda, like it or not. They're taking care of their own agenda. All they care about is who's going to put the money in their bank account. And that's a fact. And both parties are guilty. I hope for this upcoming new year that you will learn to open your eyes about the whole big government ordeal. It's not the fault of any one person or any one party. They are all feathers of the same bird. They really are. Very few of them up there really has your and my interest at heart. Very few of them come from anything other than another political family. This has gotten to be so ridiculous on families staying in the government for generations. And then the few that try to come from outside, they're working against a stacked deck. And it doesn't take long for them to get called out on the carpet, and they're shown the way that stuff's supposed to really work. And then they wind up getting bought off like the rest of them. It's just the facts of how I see it. And you'd do good to convince me otherwise. The thing about Trump is they can't buy him. He's already rich. He's already got more money than him and several generations of his family could spend. So he can't be bought. He can't be bribed. And that makes them mad. That makes them scared. Yeah, folks, just open your eyes. Quit trying to blame Trump. Yeah, he's an egomaniac and probably a lot of other fancy words. But yeah, I think he does have the country's best interest at heart. Why? Because of so many of us grandparents that are concerned about the world we're leaving our grandchildren. That's why I think he's trying to do a good job. That, and guess what? He is an egomaniac. When he leaves, he wants the records to say that he did good. I'm good with that. I hope he succeeds. Because if he succeeds at satisfying his ego, he did good for us. And what has he done? What did Obama do? Because chances are, if you're a Trump basher, then you was one of Obama's fan club. And what did Obama do besides destroy the country? Oh wait, he did Obamacare. That did more damage to this country than the previous 3 or 4 presidents. Now, you question what Trump's done? Do you think he should do what Obama did and break out his cell phone and his ink pen and write a bunch of executive orders? He's done a few, and they're being fought in court worse than anything you ever seen. Do you give Trump credit for doing anything? Do you have your eyes open to see what Trump is fighting against? The media and the politicians are coming against him like have never done to any other president in the history of our country. Not only are they attacking Trump, any of us that says he's doing good and we're a Trump supporter, well, we must be pretty bad people. Yeah, we probably are. We're out here actually working for a living. We're being fools. We're working to keep this country going. We're working to pay the taxes for them elected idiots to waste and steal from us. Some of us really ain't that intelligent, are we? We've been called dumbasses, backwood hicks, you name it, we've been called it. Sometimes I wonder how true it is because we keep working to pay these idiots that are out there bad-mouthing us. Sometimes I wonder. My wish for you and for your upcoming year is for you to open your eyes, unplug your ears, quit drinking the Kool-Aid, and pay attention to what's really happening in this country. Pay attention to what they're saying and doing up there in D.C. Don't trust CNN and any of the media. Don't even trust Fox News. They're all a joke. The only difference in Fox News and CNN is one leans left and one leans right. Oh, excuse me. That's the only difference. And both of them, left and right media, which there ain't too much right media, they all are going to taint the story to fit their side. They're all going to make the story match them. Just like that little 7-year-old girl that died. That's a crying shame. It really is. Dehydration. That's a crying shame. What's the real story on it? Do you know? Her father has plainly stated that he has no issues with the way him and his daughter were handled once they turned themselves into the customs. He has no issues. The girl died from dehydration. 30 minutes, more or less, 30 minutes after she was after they turned themselves in. She was one amongst approximately 150 people. They was all put on a bus immediately to be transported over to somewhere to sort it all out. On the bus, she started having her convulsions. They immediately stopped the bus. Emergency people was called in. They tried treating her on the bus. Then they put her on a helicopter and flew her to the nearest hospital where they could not save her. They said her dehydration had went for days. Now you stop and think about it. In the United States of America, if you took your 7-year-old child and you took off walking across the country, down in the Southwest, and you did not have a plan, you did not have water and food and shelter, and you walked for days, and that child died, even after just getting her to a medical people, the child still dies, Who are they going to blame? Are they going to blame the parent that took off on this stupid ass walk? Or are they going to blame the people that was trying to help? Think about it. Who's really to blame for that little girl dying? And they like to say Trump's administration. Well, that is my wish for y'all for your New Year's. Stop and think about some of it. Y'all remember, God loves you, so do I. Y'all have a blessed day now. Bye.